We begin with breaking news that upends the long-running Fulton County election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump. The Georgia Court of Appeals just released a case-changing ruling.
Fani Willis is a part of that long list that went after President Trump that was doing guilty stuff themselves. And this video exposes her. You guys gotta check this video out.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that this helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, over the weekend, I brought y'all the latest with Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. And just moments ago, there was an update with the Fani Willis situation. She has two current situations that are, well, two were pending before the Georgia Supreme Court. One of them has been resolved, y'all, and Fani has just received, this is not clickbait, this is not exaggeration. Yep. I would say this is the biggest blow of her career. This is a devastatingly difficult, hard to swallow.
I don't know, but when I say this, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. But I believe, and it sounds so right, I believe criminals shouldn't be attorneys. I don't know why that sounds so right, but people believe that I'm wrong. Criminals shouldn't be attorneys. He's showing you exactly why.
Fani, it's over. She's done. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in this video. But first, let me tell you the two situations that she had before the Georgia Supreme Court. Both of these situations have to do with her inappropriate relationship with Nathan Wade, okay? And y'all, I'm going to link in a little bit later for more explanation. But right now, I just want to jump directly to the news. So both of these have to do with her getting chooky with Nathan Wade. One is she's running from a subpoena from the Georgia State Senate. They want to bring her in. They want to ask her questions about her relationship with Nathan Wade. She has been claiming prosecutorial immunity, okay? The other was that due to that relationship, she was removed from the Trump RICO trial. So she put a RICO on Trump and his co-defendants, 18 other people. She put a RICO on them. She wanted to see them in prison. She was removed from that case due to this relationship with Nathan Wade and the, quote, appearance of impropriety. Now, she appealed that decision from a lower court. The appeals court said, nope, you're off the case. She appealed it to the Georgia State Supreme Court. And today, the Georgia Supreme Court came down with its ruling. So let's go ahead and get into it. So here you can see the Georgia Supreme Court says the court today denied the petition for certiorari in these cases. What does that mean? It means that they're not going to hear the case. It means that the lower court, the appeals court ruling stands, and the appeals court ruling was Fani, you and your whole office are off of the Trump case. So Fani's done. It's over. There's nothing more she can do. She cannot.
Guys, I want to ask a quick question. What is it going to take to get rid of her? I mean, she survived the courts. She divides the Congress. She won't tell the truth about nothing. She's been caught in countless lies after lie after lie. And her partner in crime, Nathan Wade, should be disbarred right along with her. What do you guys think? Let's keep going.
Sue the Trump case at all, and her office cannot go against Trump for the RICO. So that does not mean that the Trump case itself is done, though. That doesn't, so this does not dismiss the case. This does not say that nobody can go after Trump for these RICO charges. This just says that Fani cannot continue to go after Trump for these RICO charges. So as far as Fani's concerned, y'all, she is 100% off the case and it's a wrap. I would say if I have to give some commentary on this, I would say this probably kills the Trump RICO in general, because at this point, Fani Willis is seen as a corrupt figure. Or let me not go that far. Fani Willis has had the appearance of impropriety in her prosecution of the Trump case, and considering Trump's going to be president for another 3 years, Fani Willis will likely also Fani Willis's own political career will be in doubt. There would be a huge logistical issue of transferring all of the the data, etc., from one office to the next. I think this more or less means that the Trump RICO case in the state of Georgia is dead. But I'd like y'all to let me know, what do you think? One thing we do know is that Fani and her office will not be involved in any prosecution going forward if that prosecution were to continue. Now, I'm going to give you all the background details, y'all. I'm going to loop into our report on this so you can be totally filled in as to how we got here. And you can be totally filled in as to how Fani got herself into this situation. So let's hop right into it.
We begin with breaking news that upends the long-running Fulton County election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump. The Georgia Court of Appeals just released a case-changing ruling. Investigative reporter Zach Merchant with the 11 Alive political team has a copy of that ruling. Zach, break it down for us. What does it say?
And we should emphasize, we just got this ruling about 60, 70 minutes ago. This is very fresh. This is the big takeaway. In a 2-1 decision, the Georgia Court of Appeals ruled that Fulton DA Fani Willis and her entire office must be disqualified from their prosecution of Trump and his co-defendants over what they called an appearance of impropriety. The ruling is just the latest development in a long saga that began back in January when it was revealed that DA Willis shared a romantic relationship with former special prosecutor Nathan Wade. Willis,
I mean, I can go back to the times where I was getting 50 views on videos. I was working so hard to make sure I put out this truth. I was literally working hard. You could scroll down to around this time last year. I said this, and back then, before I've done all the research I've done today, I didn't know much about what I was talking about, but I seen the corruption right in front of my eyes. I told you what was going to happen with this case. Trump's going to win the presidency, and those same exact people that went after him are going to be the same exact people that fall like dominoes. You know, they're literally going to fall like dominoes. Big political figures, small time prosecutors, everybody, attorneys, everybody that went after him, judges. Juan Marchand are still coming for him. You know, Boesberg still coming for him. They're going to fall down like dominoes, and this effect is something that I'm so happy to be here for. I'm so happy to be here for because I've been saying it for a really long time. You guys been saying it in the comments.
eventually acknowledged the relationship, but argued it never impacted their work on the case. Defense attorneys, however, alleged it created a conflict of interest and pushed for the removal of the DA and her office. And today, the Georgia Court of Appeals agreed. The court found that a romantic relationship Willis shared with former Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade created an appearance of impropriety that could only be cured by removing her from the case. Here is the key part of the court's decision. The court wrote, quote, "While we recognize that an appearance of impropriety is generally not enough to support disqualification, this is the rare case in which disqualification is mandated and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings." The court went on to say that the disqualification of DA Willis means that her entire office must also be disqualified. We should note we did reach out to the Fulton DA's office for comment. So far, they have not responded.
All right, so this is the beginning of what will be a very extensive conversation in terms of what happens next and how we got to this point. Zach, thank you for breaking down that breaking news.
Interestingly enough, the New York Sun also has an article about Fani Willis. Fani Willis to defend absurd theory for why she is exempt from grilling about misconduct in Trump prosecution. The Georgia Supreme Court next month is going to hear a request from Fani, the district attorney of Fulton County, that she be allowed to evade a subpoena from Georgia lawmakers hankering. Yo, this guy, who is this? A.R. Hoffman. Y'all, I'm a writer. A.R. Hoffman has an interesting style. The Georgia lawmakers are hankering to grill Fani Willis about her prosecution of President Trump and 18 others for election interference. So Fani Willis, the Georgia Senate has.
That's about all we need from this video because we get the point. And what I will tell you is it was so crazy to see these people on their high horses. You had Letitia James saying she was gonna take the clothes off this man's back. And it turns out she was scandalous. Turns out Fani Willis was scandalous. It's so good to see these dominoes fall. They told us Trump was the problem, but it was really the corrupt prosecutors trying to take him down. If there's any lesson to be learned here, it's simple. When you come after President Trump with lies, your career won't survive. Justice isn't blind. It has a funny way of exposing frauds at the exact right time. Let me know what you guys think about this quick video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.